I once feared failure, not because it is bad, but because of the consequences that came along with it. See, I was afraid of the whip that would be bestowed upon me if my grade fell below a C+, or the disappointment of missing the game-winning shot, or the embarrassment of being shut down by the girl I liked. See, I feared the consequences of failure and not failure itself. That consequence held me back, when really I needed to fail. See, I needed to fall to get up. I needed my heart broken to know how to put my brain together. I needed guidance, but when you don't have a guide, you cannot wait. You have to live your life and realize that failure is a path on the road to success that we all have to take, but we're all too afraid to take it because of disappointment, because of anger, because of sadness, because of emotion. That fear drives us away from our goals, but we have to decide if that'll stop us from reaching our destination. See, what if Dr. King feared? See, Dr. King's dream had more consequences than mine because his dream was to make sure that people like me and my dreams came to be. See, opportunities was granted, and he never feared. About 200,000 gathered to hear him say, I have a dream. Free at last, free at last. Good God Almighty, we are free at last. See, it's crazy how he could peacefully captivate a group of people dealing with oppressions while lifting spirits and teaching lessons, and at the same time praying with people to cure their depressions. Yes, he was a pastor who believed in peaceful protest and was quite passive, but also an activist who acted as if he wanted better for the black community. No way, scratch that. He didn't act as if, he acted on it. I quote, I have a dream. I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. By what's in here. See, I am proud to say that I am black. But it seems to me this society treats that as if it's an anomaly. Please, if you're going to judge me by the content of this. Judge me by the content of this, and not by the content of this. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let your prejudice, preconceived stereotypes affect where you want to go. And please know that fear's worst fear is courage. Malcolm had courage. Martin had courage. Rosa had courage. Shall I continue? Garvey had courage. Huey had courage. Leaders have courage. You are all leaders, therefore you have courage. Where will we be? Where would we be if Dr. Martin Luther King didn't march from Selma to Montgomery? Where would we be? If Rosa Parks never stayed seated and that bus boycott never happened, where would we be? If Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale didn't start the Black Panther movement, where would we be? Will we even know our identities if Malcolm Little didn't change his name to Malcolm X? See, such facts always gets lost in the transition of history, transformed before it gets to me, translated for me to get the bare minimum, stripping my mind of the black leaders that came before me and informing us that Christopher Columbus discovered America? In 20 years, are they even going to teach these black leaders anymore? How are we going to tell the next generation that Emmett Till was killed for looking at a white girl, Rosa Parks got arrested for sitting on a bus, Martin Luther King got beat for peaceful protests, Malcolm X had his house set on fire while his family was in it? But I mean, look at us today. Still standing, still fighting, still crying, still dying, still trying to figure out how to eradicate the negative image stable to the billboard of being black. We no longer fall victim to the chains around our ankles, but the chains around our necks, the watch around our wrist, the $200 belts around our waist, while these companies laugh in our face when we complain about the poverty rates that they probably create. How can I feel safe? When every half a block I have to look back, whether that be a cop or a man dressed in black, both may have a strap ready to end my life if my lips move in the wrong formation. Knowing this information is intimidating to the next generation, still having to live in a nation where they have to be complacent. Please know that individuality isn't a crime. Instead of passing the blunt, let's pass the torch. Let's give them something to fear.